Hello friends, my name is Raza Masood. Today we'll discuss about a topic contract. Friend, today's topic is very important with respect to project management and business administration point of view. This is a very important topic. Friend, if you are studying project management in university or you are planning to give exam of PMP, also if you are planning to give exam related to business administration, so friend, this is a very important topic and you will see this topic in the exam. So with respect to exam point of view, it is very necessary to understand the concept of contract. What does it mean by contract actually? Also friend, if you are a professional project manager or business manager, so again as a project manager or business manager, you have to deal with multiple time. You have to deal with contracting, how to deal with contracts, what are the points which should be considered whenever we are contracting with some vendor. So friend, let's start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell option as well so that my new videos can reach to you. So let's start. Contract. Friend, contract in general sense, basically it's a agreement between two parties based on some terms and condition. Just see, take an example. You want to purchase a car and you went out on a showroom of a car and you decide to purchase that particular car, and after some negotiation on the price, you decide to purchase any particular car, and the car price has been decided. After the negotiation, the car seller will give you a contract or agreement, some papers that you need to sign. Basically, what does it mean? Basically, friend, that means that you are accepting the terms and condition. Terms and condition means the price, other terms which should be accepted by you. So this will become an agreement between you and the car seller, that you are purchasing that car from that particular car seller. So friend, agreement or contract is basically an agreement between two parties based on some terms and conditions. Similarly, another example I can give you, that for example you want to give your house as a rent to some person, and one person came to you and he discussed with you the rent of the house, and the other nitty-gritties he discussed with you, and after discussion he decided to give you a rent, ABC rent to you, and he accepted that he will reside there as a rent pay. Now friend, as a rent pay, and you are the owner of the house, so you have to both parties have to sign an agreement. For example, you are telling that you are giving your house as a rent to ABC person, and the ABC person is accepting the terms and condition which should be agreed and defined in the agreement or the contract, and the rent of the house as well. And also, if any, like for example, if you are saying that 10% increase after 1 year, etc., etc., all these conditions should be defined properly in the agreement. So now friend, a contract is basically, the term contract is defined as an agreement between two or more parties which has a binding nature. In essence, the agreement will with legal enforceability is said to be a contract. It creates and defines the duties and obligations of the parties involved. One very important point here friend, that there are legal binding as well, legal enforceability as well. What does it mean friend? That whatever the contract we are signing, basically it's a legal document. Legal document means that it can be challenged, it can be challenged in the document, in the court, in the court it can be challenged, and you are legally bound to force to follow all those terms and conditions which are defined in the agreement. So friend, remember friend, one thing, that contract, whenever we talk about contract is basically a legal document which we are referring generally, and it defines the terms and conditions, and whatever the terms and condition defined legally, you are bound to follow that, and enforceability, legally enforce is possible and the court or police is liable, is they have the authority that they can force any person to follow the contract, to follow the terms and condition defined in the contract. So now friend, just try to understand the contract terms. Contract is nothing else, is just basically an agreement between two parties based on some terms and condition, and after signing the contract it will become an agreement, it will become a legal document between two parties, and both parties are responsible to follow the terms and conditions defined in the agreement or in the contract, and legally it will be enforceable to force both parties to follow the terms and conditions defined in the contract. So friend, see, whatever the terms and conditions are defined, there are so many types of contracts are there. Similarly friend, the marriage is also a type of contract, like both parties have to agree on some terms and conditions. Similarly, I have already given you few more example, like the rent pay example, the selling of house, selling of car. All these are the types of all the types of agreement basically. So contract is basically an agreement between two parties based on some terms and conditions. Now friend, what should be included in the contract? First of all friend, an offer that specifically details exactly what will be provided. Like agreement means that terms and condition, like if you are providing something, so you have to define clearly what things which you are actually providing. Acceptance, which is what is the agreement by by the other party to the offer presented. Acceptance, like he is acceptance. Acceptance means signing, agreeing on some offer. Consideration of money or something being exchanged between the parties. Capacity of the parties in terms of age and mental ability is also very important. The intent of both parties to carry out their promise. Legal enforceable terms and conditions, also called object of the contract. Basically friend, whatever the services you are providing, what are the terms and conditions, they should be clearly defined in the contract. What services you are providing and what services are accepting by other party. If there is any terms and conditions, if there is any legal binding, so it should be clearly, and the visibility should be very clear in the contract. And also the both parties should sign the contract and accept the terms and conditions properly. Everyone should have a clear mind that what actually he is accepting. It should not be invisible, it should not be unclear. All the things should be clearly mentioned, properly mentioned in the contract, because after signing that agreement, it will become a legal document which can be challenged in the court, it can be discussed, it can be enforceable by the law and court as well. Then next friend, the key points in the contract are, first of all, a legal contract is a legally enforceable agreement between the two parties. A party promised to do something for the other in exchange for a benefit. A legal contract must have a lawful purpose. If a contract is breached, you may be able to sue for damages. Contracts can be bilateral, which means each party has made a promise to the other, or unilateral, which is one party makes a promise in exchange for an act by the other party. Basically friend, that means that whatever the, if any party breach the contract, okay, so in that case the consequences should be clearly defined, that what will happen if one party breached, if one party breached the contract, so what will happen in that case as well. So it should be clearly defined in the contract as well, this is very important. And then the other very important point is that friend, contracts can be bilateral. Bilateral means that both parties are agreeing on one point, or unilateral as well. Unilateral means that one party is accepting all the conditions of the second party or other party. So remember friend, one thing, that contract can be bilateral or contract can be unilateral as well. So friend, basically remember when one thing, that as the contract is the legal document and it is an agreement between two parties based on some terms and conditions, so all the things should be clearly defined and properly mentioned in the document, because it will become a legal document. Second friend, the consequences, like friend, if something went wrong and one party breached the contract, so the consequences and the reactions consequences should be properly defined, that what will happen if one party breached the contract. So friend, thank you, thanks a lot. I have tried my level best to explain you the concept of contract, and thank you, thanks a lot for your time.